Hello.
Hello, Jammer.
Is that
Coming
Jammer
out
right
of
here?
our Girls.
Hello, everybody.
You're not a girl.
Oh my god, people talking!
Ah.
Loud voices!
Okay, so
Hey.
Dominic.
we have a lot of people here.
Yes.
So I guess I'll start out. Thank you everyone for showing up. I am Jammer, and then we have Dominic here co-hosting, per
Yes.
usual. Then we have with us Christina V.
Hi.
We have Sarah Williams
Hello.
and Christine Marie Cabanos.
Hi.
And those three, they are actresses from the English dub of Madoka Magica. So yay, good stuff. We rushed and everyone was able to get here on time, and I am super stoked.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so Dominic, do you want to start out since I'm a little flustered right now?
Welcome to our world, by the way, Jammer.
Wow. All I gotta say is thanks for having us again this year, first to Zach. And
Oh, well, I didn't really want you, Dominic. No.
yeah, I know you did, but
Oh, you just walk
Jammer,
in
you
here.
take me. That's just the package that it comes along with. Sorry.
No,
It's
nice
the
to have you
extra little
guys here.
add-on.
All of you, even
Yeah.
Dominic.
Yeah, no. When I first heard that this was going on, we were going to get the girls from Madoka from the new dub. I was really stoked for that because I remember watching the show when it first came out, and I mean, I'll admit it, I haven't seen the dub yet because I know they had the first episode off on where was it?
It's streamed on Nico Nico.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico. So I'm very I'm sorry I missed it, but I'm very happy to have you girls on here.
So really quick, for those who don't know, the parts they play in the dub, you have Christine Marie Cabanos playing Madoka. You have Sarah Williams playing, oh crap, what's her name? Don't tell me. Sayaka.
Yes.
And you have Christina V playing Homura.
That is correct.
So there you go. So for those of you who are listening or wondering who they're playing, that is who. So I guess I'll start out with the question.
Before I start, but a friend of mine cosplayed at Katsucon recently as I think it was Homura in mid-transformation.
Mid-transformation.
Wait,
The head was transformed, but
confused
the body
everyone.
was just the rest of it.
I feel like you're confusing shows.
I'm so confused.
Wait, no.
How does that even happen?
But
her head,
maybe it was
that's
in the
not
middle
canon.
of maybe it was in the middle of her getting devoured. Maybe whoever gets eaten.
Oh, mommy. Spoiler
okay.
alert! Spoiler alert!
For episode 3, I think.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool looking costume.
Wow.
Anyway,
That didn't happen. She went back to the planet of cake.
Look, you're making everyone angry with spoilers, Ed.
that is not even
And
the
you
end
haven't
of the
even
show.
watched it.
Not
have
even
you?
close to the end of the show.
right.
All right, carry on without
Third
me. now.
episode.
All right.
Has
When's that
the
next
chat room
show?
has the chat room exploded?
It kind of did.
Okay.
It did, but I think we can
Everyone's
get back
saying to
up
kill
there.
Ed, so...
Okay, so,
Anyone have a knife?
All right, I'll leave.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just start. We'll go ahead and just go down the line. First of all, how had you heard of Madoka? First of all, we'll go ahead and start with Christine.
Oh, when was the first time I heard about it? Or
Yes.
Actually, I heard about like little inklings on the internet before I came into audition, but when I came into auditions, when I found out the most about it. So I didn't watch it until I got cast.
Cool. What about you, Sarah?
I had heard the rumblings of the show, and I was thinking to myself, oh, that sounds like a good show. I hope I get to it at some point because I'm way behind. And then, then I heard Amniplex was bringing it over. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I guess they'll do like a subtitled only release. And then it's like, I was wrong because I get to be in it. Yay. Yeah, and then I fully watched it. I was like, oh my God, I love it.
Christina?
Actually, my boyfriend saw the series. Bad. But he saw it, and he's like, Christina, there's a show called Madoka Magica, and there's this character named Homura, and one day you are going to be Homura. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh, really?
It came true. Yeah, really. Seriously, that's what he said. And I'm really happy that I got to be Homura because she kicks ass. And the show is just so great.
I agree. The show is awesome. Honestly, like, I've always splurged about the show whenever we talk about it on my podcast, and it's like probably one of the best scripts that come out in a while for like an original
I
show.
agree.
And it's just so amazing. So, Dominic, do you have any questions?
I'm as for all the girls. I know that usually when you do tryouts for shows like this, you usually just try out for every character, and you usually get, and then sometimes you get tried out for each character, and then you get picked for a certain one. When you went in for this, did you actually know which character you wanted to do, or did you just did you just go in for, say whatever role I get is what I get?
Oh, go ahead, Christina.
Well, to be honest, when I was auditioning, I think my audition was a little bit different than the other girls. But I auditioned from my house. Did you guys audition from home?
Went to studio.
Yeah. I auditioned from home. I don't know why, but they told me to do that. So I did that, and I actually had the most fun recording for Kyoko. And I was like, oh, this Kyoko chick is pretty awesome. I really want to be Kyoko, but yeah, that didn't happen. But anyways, I did my audition, and they actually announced those two girls first, Christine and Cassandra. So I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't get cast. But then, like, a week later, they're like, hey, come audition in the studio. I'm like, okay, thanks. And that's when I got cast as Homura. What was the question?
I didn't answer the question.
I love how you completely answered it, and then you're like, wait, what was I just talking about?
I just went on a tangent. So I loved Homura. I was really hoping for Homura or Kyoko.
Okay, what about you, Christine?
Actually, the same thing happened when I read through the sides. Kyoko jumped out first, and I was like, oh, she's so cool. Like, I want to be Kyoko. And then Madoka was actually the one that I thought I wasn't going to get because I thought I didn't do as well on that one. But I guess I was wrong because I got cast. But yeah.
Sarah?
I had Sayaka, Kyoko, and Kyubei, and I wanted Kyubei. He fascinated me. I was like, this guy's interesting. I was like, I like this little guy. I want to do him. And it was the same with me. I felt like overall, I was like, yeah, I feel like I did pretty good with those things. But I was like, I really think I rocked Kyubei and Kyoko the best. And they're like, no, you got Sayaka. I was like, all right then. It's like, and I'm actually, in the end, I'm very, very glad I got that one instead.
Yeah, I think it turned out very well. Any other question, Dominic, or should we move to me?
Well, why don't we just go back and forth?
All right, back and forth. First impressions of the show. Like, I guess when you heard about it, or when you first watched the first couple episodes, were you aware of where the series would eventually go? And if not, what were your thoughts upon actually witnessing it? We'll start with Christina.
I did watch the first episode, and I was like, talking to a girl who reluctantly becomes a magical girl. But the series, I love how they started it off like that because it completely goes off in a different tangent, and it's just wonderful. I loved it. I couldn't stop watching it once I got into it, and I really enjoyed sitting with Homura, and she completely took over my thoughts for the entire recording process. I would go home and think about the character and sympathize with her, and I just couldn't get her out of my head. Even a couple weeks after we were finished, I was like, okay, I gotta stop. The character's done. Gotta move on with my life. But yeah, was that the right answer? Question?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Christine?
What was the question again?
The question was, what were your first impressions of the series? Were you aware of where it was eventually going to lead? And if not, when you saw things go in that dark direction, what did you think?
Actually, I didn't really know anything about it before I got cast. And then once I did, I heard a bunch of spoilers, so that kind of ruined it for me. Like, somebody told me that... I thought it was... Because I looked at the cover, and I thought, oh, look, it's so cute. And, I thought it was a regular Magical Girl anime. And then somebody spoiled it for me and told me, oh, no, it's not. It's, completely not what you think. And then somebody told me about episode 3, and it was just like, oh, man.
Yeah, I remember we were talking one time, and you said you were watching it, trying to figure out, okay, when's Madoka going to be a magical girl? Is it this episode? Is it this episode? And we're like, no, the show's about her not becoming a magical girl.
Wait, it was so frustrating.
Spoiler.
Well, it's so sad because they tease it so much in the opening.
And yeah, you never see that. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, stop talking about that.
Sarah?
I think one of the first things I remember was I was on one of my webcomic things and with a side anime blog thing, and they were doing their here's what's new shows we're watching, her thing, and whatever. And this was actually a guy who didn't care for Madoka, and so he was letting loose some spoilers and stuff with his hat. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I heard Amniplex was bringing it over, so I'm like, all right, YouTube. So right away, I saw what happened in episode 3, and I saw what happened at the end of episode 7. I'm like, wow, this is kind of dark. Okay. And then when I went and did my homework for recording proper and saw what was going to happen, I was like, I knew where the dark stuff happened, but looking back and seeing where it started, all cheerful and stuff, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be depressing, but amazing.
Yeah, one thing I really appreciated about it is, at least for Sayaka's character, to me, they built her up kind of as almost the lighthearted comedic relief, and that doesn't necessarily end up being the case, which I really appreciated. Just from a script standpoint, so.
It's so hard to talk about this without spoiling things. It's like, do you know how much I just want to like delve into this? And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
No.
They're watching.
They are. Yeah, how many do we have on there? How many do we have in the room right now, Zach? Zach muted himself. Okay, we're on our own. Go ahead, Dominic, you're up.
Sure. I remember seeing something from the writer of Madoka, Gen Urobuchi, about if he was able to do a second season of the show, that he would like to make it a lighthearted slice of life show with the same characters but just in a different scenario. If that ever did come to pass, how would you feel about that after seeing, this first season? And pretty much just, I guess, my question is just like, how would you feel about that thatafter playing these characters? Would you like to see that?
I think that'd be really cute. I'd like that.
After seeing the show the way it was, I don't know about lighthearted. I've been seeing fan art and stuff for doing this show as like a mecha story, and I would totally do that. Like, let's do mecha Madoka. Madoka has a big pink mecha suit, and it's like, oh my god, this is
Yes.
That's what I'd like to see. I don't know. It'd be cool.
There were some slightly disconcerting comments I heard from the writer saying like, oh yeah, it was easy to pick back up, and I'm like, oh, that's good. And then he mentioned somewhere that, oh yeah, there's going to be like a swimsuit episode or a beach episode. I'm like, what?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Well,
that would be so
I guess
out
there
of
has
place.
to be one.
There doesn't need to be one though. That's one of the reasons I love the show, is it doesn't really give into those
The
tropes.
anime tropes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd treat them as like separate things. Like it would just be like a fun little treat as opposed to like taking it as seriously as.
I guess it'd have more filler episodes than
Well, if
just fun
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Going off
Yeah. Go ahead.
on a little tangent, there's a series I'm watching called Another right now on Crunchyroll, and that had a beach episode, and I was like, why
was
does
so-
this have
Really?
a beach
It was-
episode?
it was
Really? It missed all the death and the killing? 'Cause I thought about this show.
Yes, and
There's-
it didn't stop just because they went to the beach. I was
Oh,
like,
great.
what is going on?
gosh.
Wait a minute. So this is like, oh, frolic in the sand, and drown her.
Well,
Hold her under
kind
till the
of.
bubble. Hold her under till the bubbles stop.
So I take it the show is very violent.
What is this?
It's a horror story show about a mystery, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's first time. This is the first time I've ever seen an anime as it's coming out from Japan. So there are like no spoilers. We're all in it together, gonna find out what happens at the same time, and I'm quite enjoying it.
It's always hard for me to watch
Another.
week to week. Anyone else watching anything cool? No?
Oh, I'm
Crickets.
so behind on everything. I haven't even watched Tiger and Bunny yet, and I really want to watch
I heard
that.
that's good.
It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah, I need to watch that too. I need to watch that and Steins Gate and...
I'm on my
Oh,
game
yeah.
kick. I'm mostly on my gaming kick right now. I'm just going back and playing all my old games.
What kind of old games?
Actually, I was showing my roommate some of my horror stuff, so we finished Eternal Darkness, and then I was in the middle of Resident Evil 1 remake for the GameCube, but I kind of rage quit for a while because I ran out of save ribbons. So we did Silent Hill 2, and now we're in the middle of Silent Hill 3.
Wow.
I like my horror games.
I really like Eternal Darkness.
Oh my god, it was... I love that one because you have a different story from everyone who reads it in terms of how the game messes with your head. Like, I had a great moment where I'm like, all right, saving time, and it's like, deleting all saved files. Like, what? No, what? Wait! I didn't hit that one! Games! And then it
and once
flashes
it's
and go
done,
back,
you
and
can't
like,
get-
oh, game, you are good. I wasn't even mad. I was just like, oh, that was good. Good job, game. God, I love that stuff. Turning down the volume on purpose, blacking out the screen entirely so you can't see what you're doing. Love it. Silicone Knights, why won't you make another?
What were you saying, Christine? I think it was you.
Sorry.
Oh, and I was just saying how like they're just talking about all these horror things. I can't take any of this stuff, so I have no idea what they're talking about. But yeah, Christina knows. Like, yeah.
Scary
You're not-
stuff.
You're not a
Silent
horror
Hill
person?
Downpour.
I can't.
Since we're going on a random tangent, can I just ask a question that has nothing to do with the Madoka?
Go for it, man. Go for
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I think this is for Christine and Christina. Did you guys see that? Well, actually, you guys know. I saw Christina V over at the Animation on Display over in San Francisco on the Sunday, I think it was. She was like the last panel. And I remember everybody was asking questions about when K-On! Season 2 is coming out. And then the next day I saw that it was announced by Sentai. Nice. So you guys are all going back to do the dubbing, right? Mm-hmm. I believe.
Yeah.
How is that? I know you guys know that. I know you guys probably
He does
knew
that.
that
Don't
a
worry
long
about it.
time before it was even announced, but I think it's nice that you guys are going back to that. And what? Yeah, I do that sometimes. Sorry. Do you guys think the movies might ever come out after that?
I hope so.
I really want it to.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. It's just, it's kind of a selfish thing where I won't watch the series unless it's, officially licensed.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying seeing what isn't happening to the girls in K-On! Season 2.
Really quick, Just Otaku in the chat. Tony Oliver, I believe, is directing the dub for
nice.
K-On! Right? Is that correct? Yeah. So if that's the question, hopefully that's what you're talking about. If not,
Desu
then
Otaku? I saw her on Nostalgia Chick. Just random.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? What other things to talk about? So what's up, guys? Do you have any other questions, Dominic?
Do you girls know about the Madoka Magica movies that are going to be coming out in the next year or so?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
that.
I guess it's going to be a 3-part series where the first 2 movies will be kind of like a recap of the series, but told in theatrical style, and then the third one's going to be an original story.
Maybe they can still do the mech idea.
I heard.
They could. I want to see that. It'd be like a mix of Madoka and Code Geass.
Oh my gosh.
I would like to see that.
Can Madoka have the eye thing?
Really?
That'd be really cool.
Except instead of controlling people's minds, she could just like make them super happy.
Yeah.
Go be happy. That's my Geass power.
Oh.
So let me say that one of the main things I also loved about Madoka is the fact that Kyubey didn't bother the crap out of me. I have this
Are you
thing.
sure? He bothered the hell out of me.
He didn't bother me. No, because the thing is, like, usually in anime, those little creatures that stand on the shoulders of characters bug me so much. They're like one of my things I just wish didn't exist. So when I saw that and I was thinking, oh, it's one of those, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
He's not one of those.
Yeah,
bothered me in a
Kyubey.
different way.
Yeah, the mascot characters, exactly.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Kyubey
so-
was more of like a bothersome character, as in every time you saw him, you knew something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah. We're not going to spoil directly,
Yeah.
Joe Pianist.
We can't.
It's really hard. I really overestimated our ability to talk at great lengths about this without spoiling.
Yeah.
It's
Everything
really
past
hard.
episode 2 is a spoiler.
Are there any questions in the chat room that you have for anyone here? Just curious.
I haven't really seen anything. They kind of just go along with what you're saying.
I know.
Come on, people, ask questions.
I'm trying to think any other questions I have.
I know. I thought you were the one who had all day to think of questions. I was working.
Okay, someone asked us to ask Christina V about Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
you know
She
it.
directed
Some-
right?
Something interesting about Skullgirls. Right now in this chat we have Philia, we have Peacock, and
Wait,
we
so-
have Sarabella. All 3 of us are in Skullgirls too.
So fill me in. What is Skullgirls?
Skullgirls is a 2D fighting game. It's actually being done here in Marina del Rey. So it's completely unique in that this is the first American-made fighter to come out in years. Not only that, but it's a really good one. Mike Z, who's renowned in the fighting game community, he's like a pro, and he's had this build for years. And Alex Ahad, who's a great artist, they've been working on this for years, and it finally got picked up maybe 2 years ago by a company who wanted to produce it. So they've been working on that for the past couple years, and it's just about ready to be released, and it's going to be awesome.
What's it going to be on?
It's going to be on PS3, Xbox 360, and Steam.
Downloadable.
Oh,
Downloadable
that's
content. Yeah.
cool.
Yes, you should check out.
First 3 characters, huh?
Huh?
Were we the first 3 characters?
Yeah,
Yes.
you and Christina had been on it longer than I was when I finally popped in.
Yeah, I think Sarabella and Philia were like the 2
They were like
characters.
in the early builds for a long time.
Yeah, we were the tail end of 2010 is when we recorded.
Yeah.
So it's been a little while.
Yeah.
We've been waiting a long time for this game to come
I
out.
know. Everybody always asks me that too. Like, when is it coming out?
Like when Microsoft
I
gets
know.
to it.
I never can know what to say.
So I have a few more questions. Let me answer one that is a little bit misguided. So one of them asks if they're going to be auditioning for Bakuman when it happens. I believe Media Blasters is having that dubbed in New York.
Yes.
So they can't audition for that, or maybe they can. But
That's been cast and I think it's done already.
yeah,
I
it's
think
done.
that one's
That
been
was a
done
long
for a
time
while.
Yeah,
I don't know about the second season.
So go check
but-
it out.
Well, because I think the
he does that once again.
I don't know. Like, what is that?
first part was already released, wasn't it? I think the first DVD was already released, so
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's been done a long
released.
time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked, what do you all think about the Witch Realm style in Madoka?
That's my favorite. Like every time that comes up when we would record, I love to look at everything. The style is really awesome.
It's one of the selling points I try to do when I'm getting new people to watch it. I'm like, just wait for the Witch Labyrinths. These things are artistically, these things are amazing. You will love these looking at these things.
Yeah, I know one guy. One guy was like, he's like, oh, so it's like Terry Gilliam, like looking down on it. I'm like, dude, I hate you so much.
What do you got against that?
Well, I mean, he's just a hard sell on anything that's remotely girly looking. So,
Oh.
and I'm sure he hears me right now and he knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Not last question. Another question is, someone asked. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. They asked how each of you got into voice acting. So we'll start with Christina.
How did I get into it? I know. Oh, it's such a long tale. Just kidding. I actually got my break at an anime convention at Anime Expo. The casting director from Bang Zoom heard my voice and invited me to audition, and I did. And I've been working my way up. Started at the very bottom, doing, incidentals and Walla, and I was really young. I was mid-teens, so it took me a while to really get to where I am now.
Cool. Christine?
Well, I just started out, practicing on my own in my room with my little USB mic, and then I started going to the Adventures in Voice Acting workshops with Tony Oliver, and he'd suggested that I contact Bang Zoom and ask if I can participate in Walla. So then I did, and then they called me, and I came in, and then I did my first Walla session, then I just started doing more of those, and then it became incidentals, and then I got my break when K-On! Came out, and they let me audition for Azusa, and then I got it. And it's been going up ever since then, so yeah.
Yay. Sarah?
I was this Midwest kid who grew up on Sailor Moon, and I loved it to death, and it took me a long time to figure out, oh, wait a minute, I could do this for a living? Like, I could do this? A total anime voice actor kid, that's all I thought about a lot of the time. And, I've 180'd a little bit. I love my American cartoons now, too, because, I want to do all that. But I did my theater major at Indiana University, and then I came out here and got my reel made, and then slowly but surely more and more auditions are coming in, and I guess Madoka is my first big lead role, but I had other stuff before that too, because I'm doing other kinds of voice acting too, besides just the anything animation related. Haven't booked commercial yet though. I really want one of those.
I've heard great things about commercials.
Yep.
That they pay a lot.
They pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We likey that.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Any other questions in the chat room? Dominic, you have anything?
One I saw there was basically, since you girls have been on Madoka, and I believe Christina V was on Nanoha, are there any normal, not dark, but normal magical girl shows that you hold in high regard?
Oh, yeah.
Sailor
Oh
Moon?
my god.
Obviously Sailor Moon.
Cardcaptor
Obviously.
Sakura is my favorite.
Goodness. Let's see. I like Cutie Honey. I don't really think that qualifies as magical girl, does it?
She transforms.
She transforms.
I think that was one. Yeah, I think it's like one of the first ones a long time ago.
Utena I hold in really high regard. That's not really Magical Girl either, though. But she does transform.
It's kind of like a disassembling of Magical Girl.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun when you first watched it? I remember that. This was back too when we were buying VHSs still.
Yeah.
And I had that first VHS tape, and it's like, by the director of Sailor Moon. And I was like, I love Sailor Moon. This will be fun. At the end of the tape. Okay.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the theme song in Japanese with subtitles, I was hooked. I never heard anything like that before. It was amazing.
That was a weird show, but very good show.
Yeah, I love their big eyes.
They are not the candidates for biggest eyes in anime. I think the chick who
Toru.
Ooh.
Toru.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No, actually, no. I think she's trumped by the manga artist who does Kamikaze Kaito Jean and full searching for.
Oh, you're right.
Those eyes are insane huge. They trump even Toru. But I was gonna But yeah, I started with Sailor Moon. I dabbled in a lot. I did Nurse Angel Ririka. I did Cyber Team Akihabara. I think how do you say that? I'm butchering it. Cyber Team something or other. I think ADV brought that out after a long time. Was not a good show at all. I had a weird soft spot for Wedding Peach for whatever reason.
Oh, Wedding Peach.
And for a long, very, very long time, the only thing you would find on my iPod was all the songs from Mermaid Melody, Peachy Peachy Pitch. Good Lord, I like those songs. I still do.
Nana iro no da na 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 na. I'm with you, girl.
Oh my God. When I was sing off now, I love those songs so much.
The first time I met Sarah, it was at a friend's birthday party, and we just started talking, and then we're like, oh my gosh, this song from Slayers. Remember, Sarah?
Yes. I was like, wait, I have the CD in my car. Sadly, it's the bootleg one.
Yes. And
it's got the lyrics, and it was when my Japanese was good enough. I was like, wait, I can write this out phonetically. I was like, we should totally be singing
yes.
this.
We still haven't sang it.
I love that song. That was the Lena and Amelia song that they sang to try to summon that weird god, and they had to do it the weird little cutesy outfits, and Zell Goddess is over on the side like prompting them.
We should sing it right now, Sarah. We gotta sing it. It has to be done.
Let that go though. I can't remember.
I vote yes on that.
Yes.
恋する女の子には眩しい no, my darling.
Yeah, but then it splits into two parts, and I need the lyrics in front of me. I can't do it without the lyrics.
This is
One
unacceptable. Unacceptable.
One day we will.
She should always be prepared to sing this one song.
Oh my God, I still have those CDs.
Well, you have some work to do.
We have what are we totally tangented. What were we talking about? The girl shows we liked. Christine.
Oh yeah, well, again, I said Cardcaptor Sakura is like my
I
number
forgot
one
about Cardcaptor
anime
Sakura, of course.
ever. So that's where I started, and that's always going to be my favorite, I think.
Yeah, it was never my thing, which is why, once again, I appreciated this, because it wasn't what I disliked. I'm a terrible person, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
It's just not my
Yeah.
thing. What? Oh, hi, Zach. You're here when I don't need you.
Well, that's because we're out of time, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, we are.
cool.
What?
But he also has to be there to call you out.
I have to be the bad guy.
Hey, but did Jason know I was talking about him?
No, because Jason doesn't listen to podcasts, even when
Okay.
he's on there.
Okay, well, you can hear it afterwards, Jason.
No, we won't.
No,
We should all say goodbye in our Madoka voices, I think.
Yeah, I think
That's
you
a
should.
great idea. Okay, so, yeah, go ahead. I guess say goodbye. Go ahead, Christina. Or Homura.
Thank you so much for watching. By watching, I mean listening, of course, because this is audio only. I will see you later. Do not sign any contracts. And please donate. Thank you.
Sayaka.
Later, guys, and remember, nobody else gets Madoka but me, cause she's mine.
And Madoka.
Well, I guess just goodbye for now. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes, thank you.
I did
Thanks
a
for
lot
coming
there.
on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thank you.